the Silicon Valley in California. So I visit here very often, so honored to be here, and also would like to see that our association continues and see if we can do some joint projects, particularly in the international scale. Thank you.
Thank you, colleagues.
We're in Shamla to introduce the speaker. Thank you.
Really happy to introduce our speaker today, not only because he's our faculty in our dental college, but also because he's a very talented singer, an artist. So Dr. Yohan Chacko is a dentist who did his master's degree in dentistry more than 15 years ago. Today he heads the Department of Dentistry and Endodontics at Assam Dental College, Chengalpet. But he is best known to the public for his passion for theatre and music. He is a committee member of Madras Players, India's oldest English theatre group. Since 2006, he has been active in musical parody. He has his own band, which is the only one devoted to parody. His song, I Am a Malayali, propelled him to stardom. His YouTube song, South of India, recorded over 1 million hits in 4 days. He has his own YouTube channel that has registered more than 2 million hits and counting. Today, Dr. Chacko will tell us about himself and give us glimpses into his art of musical parody. Over to Yohan Chacko.
I grew up with in a family that was very musically oriented. So I remember every evening sitting with my dad and mom and playing songs that ranged from traditional jazz to the Beatles, and we went on and on and on. My first experience with musical parody was when I was really young. At that point in time, I really didn't know it was parody, but it was a song that I used to listen to quite often because we had a small collection of tapes. My dad's LP player was completely off limits for us, so we were given a little tape deck and a handful of tapes that we would recycle and record over and keep reusing it. And one of the songs which was on one of those tapes that was recorded many, many years, I don't even know who recorded it, but then we discovered it, my brother and I, and it was a song written by a chap called Rolf Harris. He was an Australian guy, and really at that point in time I didn't know it was a parody. I thought that was the actual song. And it was many, many years later that I realized that, okay, that actually is a parody. So what exactly are we talking about when we say parody? Parody is when you take something which is already established, something famous, something well known, and you color it, if I may use that word, using witticisms and intellectual phrases that could be either topical, political, or plain humorous, whatever it may be. As far as I'm concerned, I started off with very, very genre-based, very, very regional-based humorous parody, because I am a Malayali, and as I grew up, I definitely didn't spend too much time in Kerala. I did all my schooling in Tamil Nadu. From the age of 8 onwards, I was at Model School, Lovedale. And after that, I was in Annamala University doing my BDS. And then I came here to Savita to do my Masters. So, for most of my life, I've been in Tamil Nadu. And I never really had the chance to experience the dialect or the influence of the Malayali dialect onto English, but I kept hearing it. And for me, growing up in Lovedale, we were probably not spanked into speaking properly, but nearly there. We could make out the difference between the regional influence of English regional influence of the native language on English, depending on which state you came from. The other day that I received a WhatsApp video, which was very nicely done, an old gentleman just talking about God's own English. I don't know if any of you have seen that video, but it was fantastic. He said, today nobody knows how to speak God's own English. There are certain rules when speaking God's own English. Take for example the vowels. The letter O. Now O has two ways to be spoken in God's own English. You can use it as O, as in God, or called, like I'm feeling very cold because of the AC, or I like gold jewelry. Or else, you also have the other version of the letter O, which is O, as in cough. So, interestingly, as a doctor, I could be treating persons with a cold and a cough. Tommy and Joni, not Johnny and Tommy, and Lori, not Lorry. See, these are the distinctions that the language gives, or the colors that the language gives, that Malayalam gives to English. The other thing which I found really, really interesting in this talk was that you must always pronounce every letter. Take for example, the word never. What is the purpose of the R? Why put an R at the end of the word if you're not going to say it? So you must say never. Never. Then you are actually speaking the word. Right, that's as far as the introductions are concerned. I'm going to start off with the first song that I chose. Was the actual song that, not written by me, but written by Rolf Harris, and many years ago. And it's a parody based on an English song called Side by Side. So this song was written keeping in mind the era of plastic surgery in America, and where you could never be sure who you're getting married to unless you saw her the first thing in the morning. And this is the story of a guy who didn't do that. We got married last Friday. My sweet wife stood beside me, and when the guests had all gone, we were standing alone, side by side. Now we were so happy to be wed then. She got ready for bed then. Her false teeth and hair she placed on the chair, side by side. One glass eye to follow, her little eye so small, and then she unscrews her left arm and lays it on the chair by the wall. Now I stood there broken hearted, cause most of my wife had been parted. So I slept on the chair, there was more of her there, side by side. So this was a song that I used to listen to practically on loop when I was growing up, and it was many years later that I realized that this was just a parody. The the original was Side by Side, which is a nice song. There's a problem. All right. I'm part of a band known as a very politically incorrect term as far as India Today is concerned. We call ourselves BST, which is an acronym for the Beef Sapa Trio. And we chose this name about 2 years ago because that was when the first instance of banning beef occurred, and it was widespread across Kashmir of all places. I couldn't understand why. And anyways, and of course the three of us, we just love our meat. And one of the first songs that we decided to do a parody on together was a song that was quite famous maybe a year or two ago. The song is called All About the Bass. And it's a relatively new song, so I'm not sure if anybody would have heard this song. But what we did was, we said something that unites us right across India, and probably, I mean, if you look at any Indian around the world, and if you say this one word, their eyes light up. And that word is biryani. See? Right? So this is a song about biryani. Because you know it's all about the taste when you love biryani. It's all about the taste when you love biryani. It's all about the taste when you love biryani. It's all about the taste, Yeah, it's pretty clear. I like the Hyderabadi, I like the Jeera Saba, Kolkata Sindhi too. I like the Mughalai and the Afghani taste of all the right wheat in all the right places. I like the Lucknowi, loving the Bakhali, give me some of that Malabari, Middle Eastern Bombay Kachi. Just raise them up, cause every interview is perfect from the bottom to the top. My mama, she told me don't worry about the price. She says the ambience no matter at all, the taste is just right. There's a place that is awesome, but it's just a hole in the wall. But when it's biryani, you know you can never go wrong. Because you know it's all about the taste when you love biryani. It's all about the taste when you love biryani. It's all about the taste when you love biryani. It's all about the taste, but that taste. I'm buying a family pack before the government puts a ban on that. Some people think biryani makes you fat, but I'm here to tell you every inch of you is perfect from the bottom to the top. My mama, she told me don't worry about the price. She says the ambience don't matter at all if the taste is just right. There's a place that is awesome, but it's just a hole in the wall. But when it's biryani, you know you can never go wrong. Because you know it's all about the taste when you love biryani. It's all about the taste when you love biryani. It's all about the taste when you love biryani. It's all about the taste, about that taste. Because it's all about the taste when you love biryani. It's all about the taste when you love biryani. It's all about the taste when you love biryani. It's all about that taste, about that taste. Thank you. So, apart from just engaging or standing here and singing, we as a group also try to engage the audience from time to time in what I call community singing. And what I'm going to encourage you is to join me in this next song. And the part that I want to join you guys to join me in is the chorus, which is not too difficult. It's pretty easy. The first part of the chorus is the letter O. You can say O or O, it doesn't matter. And the second part is NRI. Right? So I'll play this a couple of times so that we get the hang of it. that actually propelled me to what we call internet parody fame. Another guy who was really big in parody was a guy called Weird Al Yankovic. He was one of the first guys to make it profitable, and he took songs that were extremely popular, and especially Michael Jackson songs, and every Michael Jackson song that came out he would make his parody of it. So Beat It became Eat It, and I'm Bad became I'm Fat, and then he made parodies on Madonna songs, and he's really, really big. So pre-YouTube days in 2006, 2006, got to Kuwait in 2005. 2006, I'm sitting with, I had a bunch of friends who would meet every weekend. The weekend in Kuwait used to be Thursday and Friday, and then after a year it became Friday and Saturday. So we used to meet on Thursdays and Fridays and just sing our hearts out, because we had really nothing much else to do in Kuwait. It was just nothing else to do. You had your friends and then you just sang. And we would start singing at about 8 in the evening and then go on to about 4 in the morning, and then continue the next week after that as if nothing happened. And while this was going on, I made 2 really good friends, and we were the constant bunch. We would meet every week. And I remember writing the lyrics of this song in a little notebook that I had for my lyrics. And it stayed in that notebook for almost 6 to 8 months. And then during one of our other sessions, I opened that notebook and I found the first lines which said, I am a Malayali and I wear a pink lungi. And I hadn't gone past that. And I said, hey, okay, let me start making a list of stereotypes that will rhyme with the word Malayali. And then I came up with coffee and Marxist party and a lot of other stereotypical Malayali things that we do. And so I'm at a government hospital and furiously penning down the lyrics in between patients. So I had my headphones with me and I have Queen's I Want to Break Free running the whole day. And by the end of that day, that means the day starts at about 8 o'clock, by about 12 o'clock I had finished writing the lyrics. And I was very excited because it was the weekend and I wanted these guys to come home and they said, let's do this song, you know. And then they heard it and I said, okay fine, let's just add this, and let's record it. And we recorded it in my little apartment over there, and that is still the same recording which is going around in YouTube. We can never match that recording. We tried many times afterwards to get back and try to sing it exactly the same way that we sang it, but just not possible. It's one of those things that happens. It's a one-song wonder. And well, last year I was in America, and it was the 10th year of I'm a Malayali, and I went on a road trip from my sister lives in San Francisco, in Berkeley. So we started from Berkeley and we drove all the way to New Orleans, and then after reaching New Orleans we made just an estimate of how much we traveled, and in Indian terms it's like a journey from Kanyakumari to Kabul. That's the distance that we traveled, and everywhere I went, I would fish out my phone and then catch whoever, some random person in the park, and said, listen, I'm on this project, I want you to say these words. So I had each of them say 1 or 2 lines of I'm a Malayali. Came back here and put it all together as a 10th year anniversary version, just completely filled with people of different ethnicities. They had no idea what they were doing, but this was all in the journey. It was a great thing for me to come back to. The funniest story with this song is that when I came back from Kuwait in 2009, I was pleasantly surprised with a phone call. A student of mine, I was teaching in Savita, and a student of mine said, Yohan sir, they're playing your song on Chennai Live. I was like, really? How did they get my song? It's like, no, but it's not your song exactly, it's different words. So, Chennai Live was playing Queen's I Want to Break Free. This guy was like 2 generations away who had no idea who Queen was. And it struck me as so odd. I'm like, whoa, okay. So you're identifying me as the guy who actually sang the song, and now Queen becomes the parody. Alright, so here's I Am a Malayali. I am a Malayali. I wear a big lungi. I'm a card-holding member of the Marxist Party. I am a Malayali. God knows I am a Malayali. I go to the Gulf. I go to the Gulf for a long time to get a big fat salary. Oh, I miss my family. Who cares? I'm making lots of money. Oh, it's strange, but I take brandy, while all the others like to drink Scotch whiskey. My temples are bata, and you can call me Cheddar. Oh, I am very sexy, and I like my coffee. Yes, I am Malayali. When I was in 3rd standard, I was at the English medium. We learned the British language. C-A-T cat, B-A-G bag, A for apple and all that. With great difficulty, I passed my sister and not to +2. How I got to, I don't know. Since I was a second group, I got BSc Zoology. I went to MBA, and I got offered to go to Kuwait to work in a prestigious company. 2 months and I wanted one small. Started drinking 99. One day I got picked up with the police. Now I'm in the jail. I'm alone here, very sad. If somebody listens, please help me. But life still goes on. I can't get used to living without my parody. Oh, I got to test my doubt. God knows it came with 1-year warranty. So baby, can't you see? I like my cup of mean curry. I am a Malayali. Can you see my being in me? Oh, I am a Malayali. How many of you drink alcohol over here?
Wrong question.
Okay. How many of you don't drink alcohol over here? Alright. So, sometimes we get our ideas from friends of ours who say, you know, have you tried this particular song? And maybe you could get a parody out of it. And I'm a huge fan of Simon and Garfunkel. And The Boxer is one of my favorite tunes. And it was strange when a friend of mine came and said, listen, you can take The Boxer, you can make a parody out of it. And he gave me a couple of lines to start the whole thing. In fact, he gave me more than a couple of lines, he gave me quite a bit of it. And I looked at it and I said, hey, this works. And this was a time when a lot of people were getting laid off. And so this song is titled, I'm Just a Drinker. I'm just a poor man and my story's yet untold. There's a pink slip in my pocket, reminds me of a job I had until today. May I suggest to the man who hears what he wants to hear my story, you can be my guest. whiskeys attempt to drown my sorrows and my loneliness. I do declare after lodges upon lodges that my mind is on the mend. So sing with me and prove that you're my friend. I'm so high, it's the whiskey that is why I'm so high. I'm so high, I can fly, I'm so high. As I glance across the barroom, there's a gal I chance to see, and I feel like talking to her. The whiskey drowns my sorrows quite effectively. She doesn't care even when I scream I love you while standing on a chair. She pretends that I'm just not there. I'm so high, I'm so high, so high, so high, I'm so high. I'm so high, I could fly, I'm so high. I'm so high, so high, so high, I'm so high. I'm so high, I can fly, I'm so high. Now my boyfriend is a boxer, and I must have called him names, 'cause I can carry the reminder of every blow that knocked me down and hurt me till I cried out in my anger and my shame. I am leaving, I am leaving, but the bruises still remain, and I'm sure that my face won't feel the same. 'Cause I'm so high, why did I get so high? Why, oh why? Why did I get so high? Why, oh why? Why did I get so high? Why, oh why? Why did I get so high? All right. I think I'm just going to have one last song before I close, and this is for all of you, all of us who, again, drink, and then want to make that chance, that drive back home, hoping that you don't get caught. And this is a song based on a Beatles number. Breathalyzed, crystals turning green before my eye. I turn pale as I realize that I have just been breathalyzed. Suddenly, there's an SI standing over me. I'd like to hit him, but he's 6'3", and I would like to stay alive. I tried all my tricks, in the end I called him up. So I pulled aside and I popped upon his foot so gently. I got sick when they took me to the local NIC. I've never seen an SI move so quick, but not as quick as I got sick. They said, we want your blood to test for alcohol. Or you'll get nothing from me, you Dracula. Analyzed 300 milligrams per 100 mil. Then everything started to go downhill, and I was badly penalized. yesterday. All my troubles seem so far away. I'll use Metro now for 60 days. All because of yesterday. All because of yesterday. Thank you so much. Been a wonderful audience and patiently suffering through everything I said and sang. Thank you so much for